Okay. All right. I think, yep, and that was Cerinthians. All right. We are good to go. Let's begin. All right. So now we're going to talk about level 2 grants. That is not going to be in that app. All right. So level 2 grants means that you have to get certified with the government to bid on government contracts and qualify for government grants. Government grants are the grants that you need that require you to have to update them on a quarterly basis on what you spent the money on. So that means you have to go through the process of registering yourself as a woman-owned business, minority-owned business, veteran-owned business, disabled owned business, whatever you qualify for. That is included in my services if you end up signing up for our services. Okay. All right. So those you won't see because everybody don't qualify for them, but all level 1 grants from here on out, whatever my team finds out there in the atmosphere, we drop it in that app or on that platform. All right, now let's go to the next thing, which is the 3 laws that just got passed that will affect you as a business owner. Give me 1 second, you guys. So I've been talking about the SSBCI program, which we're going to go over next, for about a year now. So they flew me to the White House last month, and I got to have lunch and dinner and some other stuff with members of Congress. And that is how I found out about these new laws. So this was a part of my luncheon. All right, so I want to talk about these 3 laws in particular because they affect you guys as business owners, okay? The first law is the one that I'm really passionate about. It's called the CTA Act. CTA, the Corporate Transparency Act. It's so funny when I hear about it now that I know what it means. So I'm gonna read to you what it means. The CTA is supposed to be an anti-money laundering incentive, but instead it ended up as a tool for the big banks to shift legal reporting requirements back into their small business. No, not for this part. No, because this was exclusive at the White House. Because it was requirements, sorry. The CTA is supposed to be an anti-money laundering incentive, but instead it ended up as a tool for the big banks to shift legal responsibility, reporting responsibilities back into their small business clients. All right, so basically, the CTA Act says that by law, as of January 1st, if you're a new business means that you just opened up your business this year in 2023. If you're existing business before 2023, you don't have to start abiding by this law until 2024, okay? All right, so in order to abide by this particular law, you have to, so I'm a consulting firm. If you consult me on something about your business and what the advice that I gave you turns into a profit, so you use my advice and it made you make more money, you now have to report me as your consultant on your taxes, which means that I now have 20% ownership of your business. It's so unfair. You can do a lot to prevent this law from continuing on. It's already set in place for January, but it is called the CTA Act, Corporate Transparency Act. Contact your local representative in your state and just ask them to speak up about it when they go to sessions. So James asked me, did I have slides? I said, no, because I'm not even supposed to be showing these or explaining these, because it was given to me in, by members of Congress. But the CTA Act, CTA Corporate Transparency Act. It is supposed to be an anti-money laundering incentive, but instead it ended up as a tool for the big banks to shift legal reporting requirements back into their small business clients. We've already sued. I am a part of the National Small Business Association. We've already sued, so we're doing that part. The next act is called the CCCA, Credit Card Competition Act. Credit Card Competition Act. Give me just a second, you guys. So the Credit Card Competition Act, I'm going to read what it says, and then I'm going to tell you my version. Small businesses are heavily burdened with credit card processing fees, otherwise known as swipe fees. Visa and MasterCard have about 77% of the market, and they're shutting out competition. Large companies can use their scale to bargain down their cost of processing credit card payments, but small business owners can't do the same. As a result of the broken state system, the average American pays about $1,000 in swipe fees every year. FYI, I've done that already this week for people paying me with credit cards. Congress has taken up and passed the CCCA. This bill is sorely needed to protect small business owners from an unfair market. Don't buy into the false narrative that CCCA will hurt credit card reward programs. Rewards are set by banks, not processing networks. So right now, as a small business owner, if I sign up with MasterCard or PayPal or Klarna or Stripe, they already got set rates that they're going to charge me every time one of my customers pay with a credit card on my website. If I had 200 or more employees, so as a small business owner, you're considered small business if you have 200 or less employees. But if I had 200 or more employees and we're considered a bigger company and not a small business, I could literally call these companies and negotiate that percentage rate. But as a small business owner, I can't. And that's messed up because we're the ones that need more of our payments in our pocket. We're the small business owner, right? The larger companies can afford 3%, 5%, whatever, to be taken off the top for their transactions. They also are known to have larger service fees, okay? So they, to hire one of them or buy something from them is millions of dollars. So they can afford that 3% or 7%, where we don't. So that's already been passed. It is called, again, the Credit Card Competition Act, the CCCA Act. So unfair. All right, the next one is it's called the TCJA, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, TCJA. Here's how it explains. After 2017, taxes on individuals, on small business, and large corporations were reduced. However, while the big business cuts are permanent, the small business reductions aren't, and they are set to expire. So in 2027, they passed the law that all of our taxes will be reduced as business owners. But in that same law or act, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, it made it a permanent thing. So it can never change for big corporations, but for us, it's about to expire, which means this year you're going to see more taxes taken out, your percentage rate up. Due to the specific way the TCJA was passed, any increased cost needed to be offset after 10 years, meaning that small business and individual are about to be stuck paying for major corporate tax cuts. The result is that small businesses are set to see a 20% tax increase if Congress does not step in quickly. Now, it's already done, but they saying they still have time to get it done. We have already also sued them for this particular act as being a part of the National Small Business Association. So again, how you can help is contact your local Congress member. I talked to Congresswoman Deborah Ross Monday, and then the Senator of North Carolina, Mr. Thom Tillis. I had a call with both of them on Monday. I spoke about this particular act, but mainly my job is to see how I can tell more business owners about this SSBCI loan. The SSBCI loan has been out since 2015, 2017, and now we're in 2023. And I was the first business owners to apply for this loan in North Carolina. And that's when I saw it was a major, major problem. So you got $10 billion, but you ain't telling nobody about it. Or the people who do know about it, it's large corporations. And so that's why in the next couple of weeks, my schedule is jam-packed full of interviews with reporters for newspaper, magazines, and the news to talk about this particular government loan, which is why it's super important for you guys to make a move on it. Because the more people start knowing about it, the more the money, the quicker the money is going to run out. The SSBCI program is $10 billion. And each state requested a portion of that 10 billion so that their business owners can apply for it. And it is first come, first serve. So for instance, I was the first business owner to apply for it in North Carolina. North Carolina has 201 million of the 10 billion. And I applied for 300,000. I could have took all of it if my business plan supported it. Okay. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So there is no website to apply for this government loan, which is another issue. There is no portal. You have to email the representative of your state and ask them for the application. Y'all ready for that email address? Drop your state so I can tell you the email address for the representative in your state. All right, here we go. We have Ohio. Let me do this the easier way and use the drop-down box. All right. I'm going to be sending you the email address for your representative directly to you. All right, that's for Ohio, Sarethia. North Carolina. I think I should know theirs by heart, how much they kept popping up on my email. North Carolina for James, and then North Carolina for, that's North Carolina for you, and then Miss Hamilton. Okay, and then who else we got? Oh, Mike. Okay. And we have Ohio, North Carolina, Michigan. Oh, wait. I sent North Carolina to you, Bean. I apologize. So, Bean, you're in Michigan, right? All righty, and Georgia. All right. Anybody else? So we did North Carolina, Georgia, Ohio, and Michigan. That's everybody? Am I missing someone? If I'm missing you, drop your state in the chat for me. Cool. Now I'm gonna tell you how much is available for you for that government loan. All right. So I'm gonna tell you the figures. So make sure you got your pen and paper ready. North Carolina, I dropped it. I thought I'd send it to you, Mike. Hold on, friend. All right, Mike. All right. So North Carolina. Oh, she still wasn't able to get on. My bad, friend. North Carolina, we have we have 99 million left. We started off at 201 million. You're welcome, Mike. When I put in my application March 1st, I did 300,000 of it. And I was the first business owner. So somebody been listening to me. Somebody been listening to me. I've been talking about it for a minute. Georgia just started, so they haven't updated their figures. Georgia just started at the end of September accepting applications. And Georgia had 200 million, Kimberly. So you should be good. It is first come, first serve, but you should be good. Because it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to do your business plan. And then getting all the documents together. Not that I'm the only person doing it. I'm just thinking about how long it takes for my team so far. All right. Ohio. Let me go to my chart, friend. Ohio has 180,600,000 left. 180,600,000. They started out at 182,000 even in Ohio. So me and my team, we have to pay for trainings to learn this information. It's like $350 to $1,000 per training. And I say, you know, to the members of Congress, like, if you really want us to know about it, why would you charge, I mean, anybody to learn how to properly apply for the funding? But, you know, yeah. And Michigan. Michigan has, so Michigan started off at 237 million. And right now, Michigan is showing 112 million left. 112 million left in Michigan. Listen, Michigan, South Carolina, Michigan, South Carolina, California, Maryland, and it was another one. They've been doing these applications. I don't know how their business owners find out. They've been doing it for a minute. So those are the 5 states where I'd be like, y'all gotta hurry up because they've been doing it for a minute. Did I reach everybody? North Carolina, Michigan, Ohio, and Georgia, right? All right. So now we know how much, we know how to apply, and now we need to know the requirements. 4 minimum requirements are your articles of incorporation, your LLC paperwork, S corporation paperwork, nonprofit paperwork, and your business bank account. Here's my nugget. Make sure your business bank account is with the bank that has a physical location. It don't have to be a location in your city, but it has to have a location. So no online banks. You need a personal credit score of 550 minimum. And then the 4th requirement we're going to talk about right now, you need a business plan. Business plan is super, 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 super important when it comes to this particular government loan, because there are 7 sections for this government loan. Okay. So it's 7 sections under it. And now I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay. So we're going to go through this, but I'm going to share the screen so you guys can tune in. Oh, and excuse me, my photos. I always forget until I get on a Zoom call. All right, so let's talk about the 7 sections of the SSBCI program. There they are. All right, each section gives you something different. But the reason I share this with you, because they're too difficult to go through every single program, and people comprehend things differently. But the reason I'm sharing this to you is because when you email your representative, you need to be professional. Hey, my name is, Quality Jones. I own a small business consulting firm in Raleigh, North Carolina. I heard you were the person that I needed to contact to get the application for the SSBCI program. Could you please send that over to me so that I can fill it out and return to you for your approval? The next email you're going to get from your rep is, which part of the SSBCI program would you like to apply for? These are the parts or sections. And it's going to tell you in that email, it's going to be broken down into acronyms. So the CAP, Capital Access Program, CSP, Collateral Support Program. Oh, I thought that was making bigger. Oh, here we go. ECP Direct, Equity Capital Program Direct, ECP Funds, Equity Capital Program Funds, LGP, Loan Guarantee, an LPP, which is my favorite, loan participation program, and then the OCSP. Now, I haven't personally done the OCSP program, but basically what that is that's specific for if you're a new business owner, that's the program that you would apply for funding under, the OCSP. All right, I'm gonna stop. Any questions on that? Good, let's keep going. Now we're going to talk about the 18 documents that's needed when you apply for this government loan. Let's, what did they say about the OCSP? What did you say? Oh, that it's for new business owners. So if you're in a new business and you haven't been in business 2 years or whatever, that's the program you would be applying under. So when you get that email back, you tell them that you want information on the OCSP program of the SSBCI. Now, me and my team, whether you a new business or not, we gonna build you a business plan according to all the requirements of all 7 sections. Because I rather ask and have them tell me, no, we can't give you money or whatever under that program than not ask and wonder. We've been doing this application for about a year now. So yeah, even if you're a new business, we still gonna submit it under every single program. But we learned from trial and error. So I rather them tell me no than say, oh, they probably won't approve me for that one. So we submitting it for all. All right, so the next section is the documents that's needed. Here we go. See if I can blow that up. While y'all writing it down, let's go through it. 3 years of business tax return. Of course, if you're a new business, you won't have that. But if you fast forward over here, if you don't have the 3 years of business, you can do 3 years of personal tax returns. But ultimately, they want both, okay? So that's 6 of the 18. 3 years of business, 3 years of personal. Your year-to-date income statement, year-to-date balance sheet, age of accounts receivable, age of accounts payable, projections for the next 2 years, analysis of market conditions, the business plan, we're going to go over that next, articles of incorporation, and resumes. Y'all let me know when you're ready for me to detail a little bit more about each one. Once you've written it down or screenshot it. I would be screenshotting my butt off right now. My doctor told me I have to continuously eat, you guys, so I apologize. You guys good to go? If not, I'll bring it back up and leave it up and talk, but I want to brief you on it real quick. All right. So FYI, if you don't have this, it's okay, as long as you got 3 years of personal. Year to income statement, balance sheet, accounts receivable, accounts payable, those things, if you don't have them, me and my team will assist you in getting them. It's going to be simple. What we do is we go ahead and set up you a QuickBooks account. QuickBooks creates these documents for you in a couple of minutes. All right. Projections for the next 2 years, analysis for market conditions. Those are pages of your business plan, FYI. But they're saying they want them separated out. Your articles of incorporation, we talked about, that's what you got from the Secretary of State. Resumes. Let's talk about that for a minute. So I mean, me for one, I've never had a 9-to-5. I've always worked for myself since I was 17. I don't have a resume until now, till I apply for this loan. So yes, you have to type up a resume or get it professionally done, because they want proof that you know what you're doing. Like, you're qualified to run your business and qualified to know how to spend this money properly. Now, you're going to need that anyway. If you ever want to bid on government contracts or get government grants, you also have to have a resume when you register yourself as a woman-owned business or minority-owned business, veteran-owned business. So it's good to have a resume. I had to learn that the hard way, but you will need a resume. All right. The remaining 3 documents that you need that was not up there are your profit and loss, which is very familiar for most business owners. Profit and loss statement. Your explanation of late payments. So when they pull your credit, every time you've ever been late, they want you to type up an explanation of why you were late. Now, what I learned, let me bring up mine real quick. Is that the updated one? Yeah. So what I learned was I could lump them together. So typically this time of year in the last 3 years was my slow season. So they noticed late payments always around the same time of the year, right? They noticed, so I lumped them together. So my explanation of payments, like if it was Chase and Wells Fargo, I say Chase and Wells Fargo, as you can see, was late, you know, October, what month we in? October of, 2021, because da 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 da. But every time you were late, and it shows on your credit report, they want something called an explanation of late payments. Next, you need, the last document you need is called explanation of answers. Explanation of answers, you guys, is, sorry, James, just seeing that. Explanation of answers is any time that you have been, oh shoot, I should have shared the screen first. Hold on, James. Anytime that you the question, first of all, let me put this up for James. Hold on. All right. So the question that I had a minute ago was, is the explanation of payments for business or just personal or both? And it depends. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Okay. If you got great business credit, first of all, business credit goes from 0 to 100. So the highest business credit score or Paydex score that you can have is 100. So what I found, well, what me and my team has found, that if you have good business credit or a good Paydex score, anywhere between 80 to 100, they ain't looking for no explanation or answers on your personal credit. It's clear as day. Like, literally, I did bad in my personal credit because I was using my personal credit to fund things for my business. But as soon as I started building business credit, I took the load off of my personal credit over here, right? This is why I was very transparent with everybody on the live. at the end of the day, you need to hire someone to help you with this that understands the ins and outs, or you'll be stressed over things you ain't got to be stressed about. Because we already know what they're looking for. So everybody's situation is going to be different. And it depends on, a couple of other things that I'm gonna go over in a minute too. But ultimately, explanation of answers for whatever they asked you an explanation for. The other one is explanation of answers. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, sir. Let me go back to my screen. Yeah, explanation of answers is the next document and the last one. So explanation of answers is this: if I have child support, back taxes, any federal probation, what else would that fall under? Any government payment plans or government, what is the word I'm looking for? Funds that I owe the government, you got to type up an explanation of answers. Anytime you've gotten a speeding ticket, anytime you went to court for whatever, you got to type it up and tell them what happened. That's the best way I could put it. Explanation of answers. For me, it was taxes. I think at that time I owed about $52,000 from across 5 years, but I got a payment plan set up. So my explanation answer was, yes, I have back taxes for the last 5 years, but as you can see, it is on a payment plan of X amount of dollars that auto drafts out of my personal bank account on this day of the month, whatever, right? Explanation of answers. Those are your 18 documents. Explanation of answers. Explanation of late payments. Profit and loss. Profit and loss, 3 years of tax returns. 3 years of personal returns. Year-to-date income. Year-to-date balance. Age of accounts receivable. Age of accounts payable, projections for 2 years, analysis of market conditions, business plan, LLC, resume. Any questions about the documents needed for the SSBCI program? Speak now, forever hold your peace, so we can move on to the business plan. Just type it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and talk.
Greetings, family. Hey, sister, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Hey, thank you for holding this. I really appreciate it. And I really need the information. So I think this is a wonderful thing you're doing here. But I'm trying to do this with my wife. And we did not file our taxes for 2021 until just recently. And we did file both 2021, 2022, but we did it late. How would this affect our qualifications as far as moving forward with this? Would that affect us in an adverse way?
That's a great question. And the answer is no. So as long as you have put in the proper notifications that you needed an extension and or already filed them and or type up that explanation of answers saying when you plan to do the next ones, if you owe more. So No, you're definitely fine on that. Either way. Now, let me ask you this. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Is she on your articles of incorporation, your wife?
Uh, yeah, I have actually three businesses, and she is not on my articles for two, but she is on for one of my businesses that's dormant right now. I'm actually a truck driver, and I've been an owner operator like in the trucking industry for the last like 22 years. And so I ran into a couple of rough patches and stuff, and um, yeah, on that particular business that you know that we're talking about, she is on that one, but that business, that LLC is dormant.
Okay, we're gonna
And currently,
go.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said we're gonna go over that in a minute. You're
Oh,
doing
okay. I
LLC.
see. Okay, cool. Yeah, but that's my situation. I'm just concerned about, you know, getting my wife excited about this and um, you know, and then having some, snag, kind of mess things up because
Yeah.
for quite some time now, I've been trying thing after thing to basically escape this life on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing it now for like 37 years,
Mm-hmm.
38 years, and I'm tired. You know,
Yeah.
I'm trying to start some other type of business, and I want to include my wife in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I want her. I want to do something solid because I made all types of attempts to do this over the last like at least 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I made some real blunders. I've
Mm-hmm.
invested huge amounts of money and messed it up. Didn't know what I was doing and made a
Yeah.
lot of other mistakes. Just trying to escape from being behind the wheel
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
doing it out of desperation,
Mm-hmm.
more or less. And so this time I'm really very, very careful in my approach. And
Yeah.
so this sounds very solid and sounds like something that we can actually do. So,
Yeah. And I'm gonna go over
so,
everything that you need in a minute. But your
okay.
direct answer is no. As long as you filed an extension, already filed those tax returns, filed an extension when you knew you weren't going to be able to file it, and or you got some real good answers for that answers, that explanation of
Gotcha.
answers.
Yeah. And we have back taxes as well, and we have been paying
Hmm.
faithfully on those agreements that we had made.
Yep.
And so yeah, so that's a good thing.
Listen, this loan is for people who have a minimum credit score of 550, right? So naturally, when I saw this list, I was like, dang, they really want to know all my business. But
Wow.
obviously, they're giving
Yeah.
it to someone with such a bad credit score. I don't blame them for that. So what I found was from working with the North Carolina guy, is they just want to make sure you're not being naive. Like clearly we can see it's the business plan for me. Clearly, this is what he's saying. Clearly we can both see that even though this business plan laid out, you really can't afford a $700 note on top of your bills, right? But I
Yeah.
want to make sure that you've acknowledged your past things that made you miss payments. And not only that, you're able to communicate to me what made it happen so that when we give you this new note, you're aware of those things. You're not being naive about it, right? We already know you ain't doing nothing right? You got a 5
Right.
credit score. So they're
Exactly.
really just looking for you to be transparent and to be, step up and say, listen, I know I messed up in the past, and it's only because I've been nickel and diming myself because I'm using my own income to get this done, right? My own credit
Right.
score to get this done. But if you gave
Yeah.
me the exact amount that this business plan says, and it says line by line exactly what I'm gonna spend it on, if you give me that exact amount or more, then I
Uh-huh.
know I can
Uh-huh.
make this happen, right? So that's what it's really all about. This business plan is super important, you guys. I'm gonna bring up mine right now. I'm gonna share the screen, but I don't want to spend too much time on the business plan because no matter how I flip it to y'all gotta hire somebody that know what they're doing for this business plan, and that's me and my team. Okay, I said that on a live. Either way, you're gonna need me and my team. But let me share my screen, and we're gonna go into my business plan, you guys, real quick. What? I can't
Thank
make
you.
it. Also, I don't like to train because I don't know how to work this stuff. Hold on, y'all. Enter full screen. Exit full screen quality. Okay. All right. I went through so many versions. So what I did first, you guys, it's so funny. It says final business plan, final business plan, final. So funny. What I did was I hired someone off of Fiverr, the app, to do a business plan for me. And I did that in January before I had got a reply. FYI, these representatives not gonna reply quickly. So don't get discouraged if you don't hear back from them for a week or two. This is another reason why I feel like y'all need to hire us, because I've already spoken to every single what I call the HNIC for every state. So I've already done it. I spent the whole month of January doing it. So January, I spent doing the research, getting the email addresses, communicating with them, and building me a business plan because I never had one. And so I had hired someone off of Fiverr. So Fiverr is an app where you can hire people in different countries to build you business plans or anything. I love Fiverr. But then when I got the application and finally heard back from the guy in North Carolina, that wasn't until February. And I looked at that requirements list, which is the list I screenshotted and showed to you. None of that was included in that business plan that Fiverr did for me. So then I had to hire my own team to come up with this beautiful thing right here. So this is my final business plan that I actually submitted for the SSBCI program. So all I'm going to do is touch on the 4 things you need to make sure your business plan has if you don't hire me to do it with you or for you. Okay. All right, so table of contents. I need to look. So one thing about my services is, see how many pages this is? It's about, I think it's 34 pages altogether. We doing every step and every page with you. Because at the end of the day, once we push send, the HNIC not talking to me and my team, they're talking to you. And they're going to be hitting you up. Listen, we see on page 28 of your business plan, you said you're going to be doing da-da-da-da-da. Elaborate for me. So if we do it all for you, you can't answer the questions. So my job is to arm my business owners and my CEOs with the right answers, and so that they know everything that's going on in their business, let alone their vision. So in my services, what I do is I send you over a business plan questionnaire. It's about 25 questions. And from that, we build this. But now everything in that business plan sounds like you. Now, when you talk to the underwriting department, which is the HNIC, your representative, when you talking to him verbally, he's seeing your actual words in that business plan. I had a lady today who did a consultation call and she used AI to build her business plan. No. And she says, honestly, I don't understand it. You know, it's just so standard when you use those things. They need to be able to feel your passion, and your vision needs to be clear through your business plan. Okay. All right. So 4 main things that you need. 2 of them we talked about because they were on the requirements list. Your projections for the next 2 years and your analysis for market conditions are 2 of the 4 things your business plan absolutely has to have. Projections for the next 2 years is BS because they actually want it for 2 years, 3 years, and 5 years. So we're going to jump to that in a minute. And then analysis of market conditions. Let me go to that page. See, I ended up 300,000 here. Right here. So it's 2 parts that my analysis, 2 pages that my analysis is on. Basically, your analysis is according to the research my team did, and the links have to be in your business plan. Statistics say that consulting businesses in the Raleigh, North Carolina area are projected to grow X amount in the next 2 years, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And that is based off of the projections that actually did come out from 2018, 19, 20, 21. So make sure that that part, the analysis projections are here. This is the synopsis. Make sure the links that they got those statistics from are clickable links in your business plan. And then I'm gonna show you where is that in the second part. The third thing you have to have is your mission statement. I had never heard of this, but now most of the documents or emails you ever get from me includes my mission statement. Our mission is to build financial freedom for small businesses and individuals by ensuring that they have all the resources needed for their business and life to be successful. We aim to make our service available to consumers who have a side gig, existing business owners and startups to come up with a business and marketing plan to scale their business to the next level. We want to build a cost-effective business consulting company with the highest standard in terms of quality, ethics, performance, and customer satisfaction. I got a $5,000 grant recently, you guys, and I used it to hire, if you go to my website, there's professional videos up. So I used that $5,000 grant to drive to Virginia, stay in a hotel for 2 nights, do an in-studio session. And I made sure in these videos that when you go to my website, these words are still being used, because I know that the underwriting department from here on out, when I apply for stuff and I attach this business plan, they're going to be looking to see if I AI this business plan or was this really my own words. Does that make sense? So side gig, cost effective, quality, those my words. And so this came from that 25 question questionnaire that my team sent. So your mission statement is highly important on your business plan. Your business model canvas is the other highly important thing. So that's the fourth thing. So yeah, I could use your 300,000, but if you don't approve me for that 300,000, or if all things go to hell, guess what? I got backup plans. Okay, this is your backup plan page, right? Again, they trying to make sure you're not being naive. So this is your way of telling them whether you give me the money or not, I still got a plan. That's the best way I can explain a business. I mean, your business model canvas. I'm using grant money. I got other backups, financial lenders, and I got investors called angel funders or angel investors. So your business model canvas is important. Where is, oh, please make sure you got your services broken down, because they're going to be using that. And see how I got my credit card fee percentages in there too? Where is my analysis sheets? My second analysis sheet. Here we go. This is where my second one goes. So this goes into a whole lot more details. It's broken down into different areas my services touch. The technology portion of my services, because when you guys sign up with me, you get access to a platform. My finance and risk percentage rate. This is, and again, where we got those statistics from. How is the fact that I have a platform that I created for my clients, that's a 5-year platform or 5-year service, likable to help me reach my business goals in that particular market, right? So most of my clients are going to stick around and do business with me, because whether I'm in Belize, which is where I'm buying my new condo, or not, they still have access to my services because I got technology involved. I have a platform that you log into. So I don't have to be available. I don't have to be at my best health. So my business will continue to strive and my clients will continue to come because it's not all dependent on me being present or not, or healthy or not, right? So this is part of that analysis that they asked for, 2-year projections, 4-year projections, 5-year projections. There's another page. So all this is the same thing, all these pages right here, because you gotta break it down. See how that's not, that should be blue. It's clickable, but it needs to be blue. I didn't even know that was a thing until I did my business plan. Where are you? Where are you? It's another page with it. Analysis of competition. Yeah, business plan will save you, especially if you're a new business, you guys. Where are you? All this is still my analysis. Nope, that's not it either. It says it. It says 2 years, 4 years, and 5 years. Here we go. Your financial plan. The good thing for me was prior to my SSBCI, I had already been in business 2 years. I just applied on March 1st. So they did have my 2 years of seeing how I did on my own, basically. All right. So your financial overview, if you're a new business, that can be a greater thing because that business plan got to be so bomb that now you need to make sure it details all of these. But they ain't got nothing, you ain't got nothing happening before that they can hold against you. So the first thing they asked me, I never forget, I was, I don't know what country I was in. I go to a different country every month. But I remember I was riding a dolphin because I'm a certified scuba diver. And I got that email from the dang guy in North Carolina. And he said, Miss Jones, I'm looking at your business plan, page 41, and I see that in year 1, you made 230,000, but it decreased in year 2 to 155,000. And guess what, y'all? I already knew the answer. My reply to him was, I'm so glad you brought that up because I noticed the same thing as I was doing my accounting and putting together the application for the SSBCI program. The reason why 2020 was more profitable than 2021 is because in 2020, most 9-to-5 people were sent home to work from home. That also allowed them time to work on their side hustle and make it more legit and turn it into a real business. As you can tell from my business plan, that's what I specialize in, helping consumers turn their side gig into a real structured business. So when other businesses during 2020 declined, mine grew. So it's not that in 2021, my income decreased. It's just it started to iron back out to its normal income revenue streams, because in 2021, those same 9-to-5ers were sent back to work and they weren't at home to continue to work on their vision of being an entrepreneur. That was my reply in the email in the middle of the water. I was not playing. I already knew that was going to be an issue. But the final thing is, if you give me 300,000, this is what 2024 going to look like. And this is what 2025 going to look like. Ain't no more declining. I hope that makes sense. So let's talk about arming yourself. So some of the things I learned while I was in DC, and remember, you can unmute yourself or type your questions in the comments. Some of the things I learned in DC when I was talking to members of Congress, there was a lady sitting beside me when I was talking to, I keep forgetting this man's name, Jeff Stout. He is actually the guy who created this program. So I got to meet him and ask questions. And so the lady that was sitting beside me while we were in the Q&A at the Department of Commerce, she said, you know what, Quality, I applied for this and I got declined. I got a 700 credit score. I've been in business 15 years. I've been in profit mode 11 of those years, and I had a business plan. I asked her 4 questions while we were sitting there on the hill. And out of those 4 questions, I was able to pinpoint why she got declined. So here are those 4 questions. Now, here's my disclaimer. I'm not telling you to ask yourself these 4 questions to say, this means you're not going to get approved. I'm trying to help you arm yourself. So if you know the answer to these questions up front, when they asked you about it on the back end, you can sound just as confident as I did about my income going down the next year. So I'm just trying to help you arm yourself with the answers, okay? No surprises over here. So the first question I asked her was her articles of incorporation up to date and active? First question. First thing I think about when a business owner tell me they've been in business more than 2 years, how old is their documents? How outdated are their documents? I did not know. I just came up with these questions off the top of my head. But because I've been working with so many applications, this is what I asked her. So you need to make sure your articles of incorporation is up to date. Old exes shouldn't be up there as managers anymore, because if they are, you can't apply on your own. You got to have them on your application, right? Your address needs to be a professional address. Your email needs to be a professional email, like all that. It needs to be up to date and active. If you have not paid your Secretary of State annual dues, you need to do that before you apply for SSBCI. FYI, this is something me and my team help you with day one when you hire us. So that's the first question. Is my articles of incorporation up to date and active? Second thing, do I have a business plan that caters to the SSBCI requirements? She had one. That business plan was about 5 years old. Business plans are not universal. They have to be changed according to what you're applying for. So her business plan was not catered. She did a Fiverr on me 5 years ago. So make sure your business plan is done by somebody who knows these requirements for the loan. Even if you don't do this loan, from here on out, no matter what you apply for, make sure that you have a business plan attached to any loan application and that it caters to the requirements. Third question I asked her, what is your debt to income ratio? Yeah, you got a 700 plus credit score, but when they pulled your credit for this, remember the minimum requirements is only 550, right? But when they pulled your credit for this, man, what was your debt to income ratio looking like? And did you include that in the business plan? Did you include that in your explanation of answers? Did you show them that you've been proactive enough to even recognize that it's thrown off? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, what is your debt to income ratio is what you should ask yourself, and arm yourself with a response. You know, during COVID, and pre-COVID and post-COVID, like, you know, a lot of things was going down, including a lot of jobs shutting down. And that's when, as you can see by my credit score, that's why I had a lot of late payments. But now we're pushing past COVID and all of, you know, whatever's going on. And the plan that I have worked out to improve my debt to income ratio is X, Y, and Z. Get your answers together is all I'm saying. And the fourth question is, do I have personal expenses coming out of my business bank account? Do you have personal expenses coming out of your business bank account? This is a huge one, because the only way to even know if this is okay or not is if you know your NAICS code. The industry you put your business under when you did your EIN number is going to determine whether this one question will throw you out the window and get you declined or not. Here's an example. I own a consulting firm. My NAICS code says that I am management and consulting, which means I have to look a certain way and hop in my vehicle and go consult people, right? So my truck note comes out of my business bank account. My maintenance come out of my business bank account. My gas come out of my business bank account. My nails, my Michael Kors purses, my heels, my edge up, all of that is allowed for my NAICS code. This is also why when you hire me and my team, this is what we go over and help you fix. If we see that you got personal expenses coming out, me and my team help you fix that. We go right back to the Secretary of State website with you, and we change it into something that makes this legit. Okay? It is so much power in having us on your team, you guys. Every step of the way, me and my team are working with you to make sure the foundation of your business is set up so you get yeses. That's what we do over here. But ask yourself, is personal expenses showing in your business bank account? And if so, is that allowed for your NAICS code? That's it. Any questions about the SSBCI program? You know how much is available. You know who to contact to ask for the application. You know how to arm yourself for the questions. You know what they're looking for. You know what's needed for the business plan. You know all the other documents that's needed for that business plan. I think that's all I owed y'all on that subject. And now I want to talk about how to build business credit and how to buy something in your business name real quick. Any questions, comments, or concerns? We good to go. Cool. All right, let's get it. Let's get to the next subject, which is how to buy a vehicle in your business name. This is all sharing the screen. Y'all know what? I didn't vote for myself today. Myself real quick. All right. I can exit out of all of this. Ooh, I got a lot open. Ooh. Let's start here. This is my website. This is all grant money, friends. Grant money is the lick. I'm telling you. I've been in business 3 years and 4 months and never thought to update my website, let alone put it in my budget to be able to afford to get something professionally done. But here we go.
Quality people, as a business owner, you know you can't do everything yourself, right? Okay. Putting together products and services, finding clients, chasing invoices, it's too much. I know it can be so overwhelming. It's time to take the guesswork out of scaling your business. Our Q versus Q Ultimate Two-Phase Business Program is an exclusive business accelerator for entrepreneurs who are sick of treating their business like a hobby and ready to treat it like a business. Our team is going to ensure your business is structured correctly, help you build business credit, and put you in the best position to be eligible for the funding that you need to grow with intention. It's time to stop leaving it up to chance and waiting for your time to come. Sign up today to accelerate your business and
Phase 1 is what we're about to talk about. Here's phase 1 of my services. This is what's $600 off if you sign up before they run out. It was 3 spots left the last time I checked. So you'll go back to my website and you're going to enter the discount code ZOOM, ZOOM. And you enter that. It's normally $1,500 for phase 1, and it's 5 years long. You have me and my team for 5 years, and I'm gonna go in that platform. So it's normally $1,500, but tonight, until that code runs out, it is $900 to get started. And yes, you can use buy now, pay later on my checkout page.
Have you been getting declined for loans or being rejected for grants? 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with your FICO score. Simple things like not having a professional email address, a phone number not listed with 411, or having a home address listed as your business address. All those things have the potential to get you declined for funding. Phase one, day one, is where we're going to do an inspection on your business to make sure all those things are in place so that you get the yeses you need when you get to phase two of our program. After we've done the inspection on your business, you're now going to be exposed to hundreds of vendors who are willing to give you accounts in your business name without having to put your social security number on the application or give a personal guarantee. You guys have heard of them: Net7, Net15, Net30 accounts. Companies like American Airlines, Pilot Flying J, GM Motors, Uline, and much, much more. It's simple. You pick a company, you spend some money with them, they invoice you, you pay the invoice, and they report that payment to the business credit bureaus. Now you're killing two birds with one stone. You're getting what you need for your business and building your business credit profile at the same time. You get this and 5 years of coaching, all included in phase one.
And that is again 1,500, but 900 when you add that to cart. Phase two is what you guys will probably be signing up for. Phase two is $1,000. And yes, you can do payment plans with that too if you need to at that time. But as you can see, for me, I don't let people apply for funding or start phase two until you've completed phase one. That way, by the time you get to phase two, I already know you're going to get approved. You're going to get the funding that you need. So this is phase two.
Completed phase one. Now it's time for the good part. Let's talk funding. Did you know that there's money out there for your business that you don't have to pay back? Yep, it's called grants. In phase two, you'll be connected with your own success manager. Their job is to do one thing for you: help you get the funding to grow your business. They'll help you build a business plan, apply for grants and loans via our members-only app. Our team works day and night searching for grants so you don't have to, and delivers them directly to the palm of your hand. We drop anywhere from 2 to 7 new grants a week. In this phase, if you want to apply for a loan, your success manager will assist with that too. Oh, did I mention? If you've ever thought about bidding on government contracts, we'll make sure your business is registered correctly for those opportunities. You'll get 3 months of assistance finding the funding you need to accelerate your business. Happy funding.
So phase two is where we're going to help you with this loan. That's normally where we give you access to our app, the one that you got tonight. We're going to build you a business plan. We're going to help you register with sam.gov so you can apply for level 2 grants and bid on government contracts. This service is 3 months. So in 3 months, we're going to help you keep applying for grants galore, build you a business plan, help you register for contracts, and help you apply for the SSBCI loan and any other loans that we think are good loans and not dirty loans. All right. But I don't let anybody purchase that part, not even, let alone up until today, I didn't give people access even to the app, because you guys can go and apply for these grants, but I already did the research January, February, and March. If you happen to applying for stuff and you skip over phase one of my services where we do the inspection on your business first, you're not going to get chosen for none of those grants, y'all. And here's what I'm talking about. Let's look at what phase one is and exactly what I mean by we do an inspection on your business when you sign up. Phase one, this is what you get. You get an email, create your username and password, you log in. You have this platform in my team for 5 years. Soon as you log in, someone from my team calls. Hey, we see you got logged in. Let's get started with building your business credit. They're on the phone with you. So it is 7 total steps. It is not going to take you 5 years to do all 7 steps. It is only it should only take you 9 to 12 months to finish all 7 steps. So in reality, these are the 7 steps that you need to complete in order to successfully stop spending your personal income, stop using your own credit cards, stop doing anything in your personal name that is a business expense. You need to complete all 7 steps. Step 1, fundability. Step 2, business reports. Step 3, build business credit with tier 1 vendors, so on and so forth. Now, these are the 7 steps, but within each step are minor steps. So we do not let you move on to phase 2 until you get right here. All right, which is step 3 of this platform, not all the way to step 7. So all you need to do is complete step 1, 2, and 3, and then you'll get the email to activate phase 2 of my services. But the most important step out of all of these is step 1. Fundability foundation. So each step has minor steps in between, okay? These are the most important things you'll ever see in your life, y'all. This is what changed my life. I don't care if you fresh out of a divorce, a bankruptcy, prison. This right here gives you a second chance at life. If you own an EIN number and a Dun & Bradstreet number and you follow these steps, you can now live off of your business from scratch. So this is called the Fundability Foundation. Basically, is the foundation of your business set up so they want to give you this funding? This is the inspection that me and my team do with you on your business, day 1, phase 1, the 5-year service. And each one of these got stuff in between it too. So even though I'm showing you these steps and you can write it down and screenshot it, please understand, like I said on my live, you will still end up needing to hire us to complete this successfully. This platform that you're seeing is going to show you suggestions based off of my information, my NAICS code, my state, all of that. You need the platform, you need your own login so it can cater to you. It'll give you the right answers for your industry, for your state, the laws that abide by your state, and it's always updated. All right. So these are the steps you need to know and go over in order to absolutely get a yes at the car lot. And I don't care if it's for an 18-wheeler, box truck, dump truck, I don't care what it is. If your foundation of your business is solid, they're going to say yes. So this is the secret to what I do. This is what I'm trying to get business owners to understand. We've been looking at so many other nationalities, wondering how they live like that, drive like that, take trips like that. And this is what it is. I'm living proof. I've been doing this same exact foundation, the same exact steps for 3 years and 4 months. It's the only reason I've been in business this long, because I took the time and I did these steps. Now, I don't care if it's my nails, a car, or motorcycle. I don't care what it is I need. It all comes from this platform, from my team who gives me coaching on how to buy things and live off of my EIN number. Step 1 is the #1 mistake I see business owners make. You name your business all wrong. So for each step, I'm going to give you a nugget. All right. Outside of that nugget, you need to sign up for the services to get the full picture. Your business name. You watch the 2 videos. It's going to tell you all the do's and don'ts for your business name. Here's my nugget for naming your business. If I can tell what you do by the name of your business, you're set up wrong, and they're not going to take you seriously to want to give you funding. My business is Quality Jones LLC. Can you tell what I do? Target. Can you tell what they do? Walmart, when they came out, could you tell what they do? This Dawn dishwashing liquid. I couldn't tell what Dawn do. I couldn't tell what Dow did. All what this platform is showing you is the exact same format that corporate companies have used to become successful. Walmart, Target, even Harris Teeter. Like, if you think about grocery store names, they don't have grocery store attached to the name. So name your business right. Step 1.2, second biggest mistake I see business owners make. Watch the video, it explains more. Here's my nugget for a business name. If I open my app on my phone to Google and I click and I type in my business address and I do the Google bird's eye view. Y'all know what I'm talking about, where it zooms in like you really there and you can use the little arrow and look around at that intersection. If you do that for your business address and you're looking at a residential address, UPS or post office, your business address is no good. It's not. Listen, what you did, how you did it originally was great. You did it right according to what you knew. My platform is only how it has to be done to get you funds. So it's not that you did anything wrong. When my team gets on the phone with you and they like, we got to change your business address, it's because they sat there and they Googled it when you put it in. See how I put mine in? They Googled it when you put it in, and we did the bird's eye view, and it was looking at a home, it was looking at a P.O. box, it was looking at a mailbox, and it wasn't looking at an actual office building. Okay, it's no good. It's not going to get you approved for funding. Step 1.3, business entity. I hear so many people talking about what they do, and I'm listening like, why are you a for-profit? You should be set up as a nonprofit, right? Or why are you a nonprofit, but your goal is to make X amount of dollars a year? You should be set up as a for-profit, and specifically an S corporation or a C corporation. You have to make sure your setup makes sense for how you structure your business entity. LLC, S corporation, C corporation, nonprofit, sole proprietor. Those are the 5 ways that you can set up your entity. And listen, my platform is not going to let you move on to the next step until my team has checked and double checked and you have uploaded the documents and we know it's good to go to move on to the next step. A lot of you guys are naming yourself and doing the NAICS codes wrong. You're doing it under what's called restricted industries. What does it say? Restricted industries list pertain mainly to obtaining financing. Like I said, it don't mean you did something wrong, y'all. It means that my platform is set up to get you money, okay? So if we tell you we need to go to irs.gov and change your NAICS code, it's because you're in a restricted industry code, and that is automatic declines. Step 1.4, you got to have an EIN number. That's plain and simple. There's only one place to get it, irs.gov. See here, we asking you to upload all that stuff. You can't skip a step. We double checking, triple checking for you. We are not going to let you move on and start applying for grants, loans, vendor accounts, none of that until we know all this stuff is in order, because my program is set up to help you succeed and get yeses. There are no, we're going to send you a letter in the next 7 to 10 business days on my services. We're not doing that over here. I've been through it too much. Step 1.5. Number 3 thing that I see business owners do that get them declined. Y'all think it's because your credit score bad. They ain't even got to that part. The underwriting department is going and doing all 9 of these steps on you before they look at y'all app, before they pull your credit. This is what the underwriting department is doing on you. They going to the Secretary of State to look at the address. They going to irs.gov to do your look for your EIN number. They looking at the business address that's on the LLC paperwork. Every single step is what we absolutely know the underwrite department already looking for. But this step right here is what all of y'all, all of us, because I was missing this step 2-3 years ago. You have to have a business phone number. We cannot use your personal cell as a business phone number, not when applying for $300,000 of government money. It needs to be in your EIN number. When that number pops up on somebody's phone, that call ID should say Quality Jones LLC. But most importantly, people forget to list their business with the national directory. The national directory is the new yellow pages. It's the national 411 directory. Because yes, the underwrite department sits there and they pick up the phone and they dial 411 to see if your business phone number and address matches what you put up there and that you're listed. Step 1.6, website and email issues. Yeah, it's cool to have social media, but you still have to have a professional business email and website. It cannot be Gmail, Yahoo. So that's my nugget for this one. Do not put a Gmail, Yahoo, MSN, none of that on the application. You're going to get declined. They laughing at you. You don't look fundable. Here's another nugget. When you buy your domain, www.qualityjones, it should come with one free email. info@qualityjones.com. I changed mine. I think it still says I still got info, but it needs to be a professional website, www, and a professional email with your domain at the end, not Yahoo's or Gmail's. You don't know who to use? We took the guesswork out. These are companies you can buy them from, and we already know they're going to report the payment to the credit bureau. Why wouldn't I buy a website or a domain and my business email from a company that will give it to me and report it so I'm building business credit at the same time? That's what my services do. We allow you to kill two birds with one stone and take the guesswork out of it. You ain't got to search and figure out who to use. You ain't got to keep making the phone calls. Everything you need is in my 5-year platform. And now, because we've gone through it line by line and step by step with you, and we finishing this up in 1 to 2 weeks tops, y'all. Y'all should be done with this in 2 weeks and already on to phase 2 in 2 weeks tops. So now you done with this phase, but you still got it for 5 years. And now you can use this with the second business. You just said you had 3 over there, right, sir? Now you pay for one, $900 on discount right now for my services. You pay for one business, put it in my platform. And now you and your wife can go over there and add it and use the same exact step, line by line, step by step with the next business and the next and the next. One-time investment. But now you know how to get it right. Next, business license. If your industry is an industry that requires a license, you got to have it. Underwriting department checks. How they check? Same thing that's in my platform to check. Search for licenses. You click there, enter your industry, and then it's going to tell you all your city, county, state, and federal license that's required for your business. I see your question. Give me a minute. If it pops up that you require a license, look what that say. Go to the website for city applications. Everything you need, y'all, we got you covered. Right in this 5-year platform. Step 1.8, business bank account. Huge mistake. Online banks, Black-owned banks. I love y'all for loving us, but they're not acceptable to get you funding, y'all. They don't have to have a location in your city, but they need to have a physical location in the United States. Regions Bank and Truist. Do you know if you register your business as a woman-owned business or minority-owned business, veteran-owned business, which is part of my services, that Regions and Truist give you free money. They give you grants. You couldn't even if you never used the bank account, Just because you got that certification attached to your business name and you got a business bank account with them, every quarter they give their women-owned businesses, minority-owned business, disabled-owned business, veteran-owned business owners grant money. But yeah, I ain't saying close who you got your business bank account with. Matter of fact, I'm highly suggesting you don't, because your longevity with that business bank account is what's going to help you get even more approvals. But what I am saying is evaluate who you're using. So a business bank account with a bank that has a brick and mortar location. Step 9 is one I see a lot of people miss. You need a merchant account. How are your clients paying you? Cash App is not going to work. Venmo is not going to work. Zelle is not going to work. You need Stripe. You need PayPal. You need Afterpay. Here's my nugget for 1.9. If you got a merchant account and for whatever reason, we in phase 2, and your success manager, which is the person you're matched with that helps you find this money from here on out, your success manager calls one of our lenders and say, listen, she need $5,000 real quick. And they say no, because my credit score 550. If I got a merchant account, they'll say, listen, we'll approve her if she send over her book of business, if she send over her merchant account transactions. So a merchant account will allow you more opportunities for loans, because they will approve you off of a book of business. If I sent over, I think in September, I think I did 32, already this month, I did 27,000 in credit card transactions with Stripe. September was 32,000 something. Just off of sending them that transaction list from Stripe, I can get funding. So it allows you to get more funding opportunities if you have a merchant account. So I'm gonna pause right there, answer some questions, and we got some. I like questions. What happened, Mike? You said, yeah. We've been doing things all wrong. I will be calling my friend following the Zoom. We need you. Yeah, it's so much. It made me want to cry. It's so much that I wish like everybody knew, because, you know, when I talk about my 7 dance studios and 5 of them I got evicted from, won't nobody struggling except my kids. They're 23 and 25 now. And my 25-year-old is the one who introduced me to this platform 3 years ago. She was buying houses and cars and trailers, her and her fiance in Arizona, which is why I flew to Arizona to buy my motorcycle. And I'm like, are y'all doing something illegal? And they're like, she's like, no, mom, I'm putting it in my business name. And I was like, show me. And she was like, we too busy traveling the world, but hit up this company. And I hit up the CEO of who created this platform I'm showing you. And my life changed. And I just don't want people to have to struggle. I don't want people to have to I don't want that. And so now I learned it. I learned a better way. And I'm just trying to get as many people to see this platform, because we don't know. As a business owner, all we know is that we got a passion for something. And if I can do what I got a passion for and make money, let's get it. I ain't got time to think about, am I doing it right or wrong? I got to feed my 2 daughters, right? So it's amazing that it took me over 22 years of doing it wrong to run across it. And now I know, and I'm trying to tell the world, and nobody want to listen. People telling me I'm charging too much. If you go to the guy's website who created this, he charged $6,000 for this platform. So when I tell y'all I'm giving y'all a discount and it's only $900, that's way beyond a discount. I talked to him yesterday, the CEO of the company, and he's like, Ms. Jones, why are you still selling at only $1,500? He said, every time I go to your TikTok, you got a sale. Do you understand what you're showing people? I said, I do, but I understand that everybody can't afford the $6,000. I paid $6,000 for what I'm showing you, and I'll pay it again to him. But now we're partners. So when you guys sign up with me, you got his team. They've been around for 30 something years doing this. They the experts. They the same people I call when I got a question about my business. Listen, it is mind opening and sad to me because I'm just dumbfounded that nobody knows about it. And I'm more dumbfounded that when they do discover me on TikTok, they don't make moves and we make sacrifices for all the wrong stuff. But my stuff is the good stuff. And I'm like, why aren't they doing this? And, 1,017 new clients this year from TikTok. Do you guys know less than 1% of them are still working the steps? People sign up with me and they don't do nothing with it. And I think most of them think, oh, well, I got it for 5 years. I'm gonna circle back around next year, at the beginning of the year. Life be lifing, but life be lifing, which is more reasons for you to open your laptop and call my team and do another step that day. You can't afford another year like this. And it hurts me so bad because I want to help so many people, but I can't make people drink the water, so to speak. But I'm telling you, if you get into this platform, you're gonna live such a great life. I live a great life, but it was so much struggle for me and my kids all those years just because I didn't notice. I thought I knew what I was doing and I ain't know nothing, friend. And this platform, every time I log in, I think about where I was 3 years ago, homeless, living in my Nissan Altima. And since then, I bought a 2022 Audi Q7, brand new off the showroom floor, $80,000 car, $20,000 motorcycle that I shipped from Phoenix, Arizona to North Carolina. And now my Audi SQ8, which is equivalent to a Lamborghini, 124,000. Just me, not a man, not a friend, just me. But it's just like, it's all because of these steps, y'all. It's all because of these steps. And I'm telling y'all, I travel once a month somewhere by myself every month for the last 3 years. When everybody was at home during COVID, I was traveling to Dubai. I got a shirt for every country. Went to Belize one time and now I'm buying a $600,000 condo there. It's crazy in my business name. It's crazy. And I just want y'all to be a part of it. Because it will change your life. Where did she go? Sorry, you guys. Oh God, where did she go? There we go. Get a business bank account, get a merchant account. These are the steps that you need to make the foundation of your business fundable. Okay, that should take you 2 weeks tops. The only thing that prolongs you is if you and my team decide the address need to be changed, something need to be changed on irs.gov or the Articles of Incorporation Secretary of State website, and we got to sit and wait for them to update it on their end. That's the only thing that should take you longer than 2 weeks. Other than that, 2 weeks later, you're going to get the email that you paid $1,000 and activate phase 2. Now it's time to start applying for some grants. Now it's time to start applying, building that business plan. Now it's time to start applying for loans. Everything you need in phase 2 within 2 weeks. Step 2 is just like you got a username and password. Just like you got a username and password for your personal credit, whether it's Credit Karma, Experian, you got to do it for the business credit bureaus. There are 3 major business credit bureaus. There's 7 total, but these are the 3 major ones: Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. So we help you set up username and password so you can watch your business credit score go from 0 to 80 after we do step 3. Step 3, this is the same 2 weeks later. You're going to see this platform. You're going to be seeing this screen right here. So 2 things happen in 2 weeks later. You getting a link to start applying for money, and you opening up your first 3 accounts in your business name without needing to PG it, which means personal. I'm still trying to stop myself from crying. Give me a minute. It means personal guaranteed. So you need you guys do a lot of research, and most of the research that you do, you see people's YouTube and Instagram, and they talk about Granger, they talk about Uline, they talk about Wex, right? But what they're not telling you is it's levels to this shit. All right. So it's a such thing as tiers. So net 15, net 7, net 30 accounts, there's an order you're supposed to apply for these accounts in. Over here, part of the 7 steps, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 vendors. So what they're not telling you is what order you're supposed to apply for them in. My platform does that for you. As you can see, you need 3 trade accounts reporting. You need 3 trade accounts reporting to the business credit bureaus in order to move on to tier 2 vendors. So step 1, this is how you can buy a vehicle in your business name within 3 months. You're going to scroll through these. You're going to look at the vendors. You're going to pick 3. You're going to click on more. And you're going to apply. When you apply, you already know you're going to get approved, because what does that say? We recommend it. That recommendation is based off of what the underwriting department at Pilot Flying J told us that they needed in order to say yes to you. Look at what they said. To qualify, entity with the Secretary of State, EIN number, business address matching it. Don't that sound familiar? That was all of step 1. All of step 1. Business bank account, business license. So tier 1 vendors are vendors who are willing to give you accounts in your business name based off the fact that you took the time and set up the foundation of your business to make them say yes. The foundation, all of step 1 we just went through. Now, if you heard of another vendor, let's click on tier 2 vendors. Say you went to somebody's YouTube, TikTok, and you heard about golf, you heard about, these are when you see a bank, it is their business credit card that they're talking about, okay? You heard about A to B, but what you didn't hear was if you apply for A to B for a business to open an account with A to B in your business name, you will get declined if you haven't applied for accounts with any of the tier 1 vendors first and waited for them to report it to the business credit bureau. Now you thinking you got declined for a cheap little fleet card with A to B because of your credit score or something, and it has nothing to do with that. It's because you didn't do it in order. You didn't apply for these kind of vendors first. Spend some money with them. They're going to invoice you. You pay the invoice by the due date, their terms, 30 days. And when you do it, when you pay it, they're going to report it to the business credit bureau. Here's my nugget for this part. I wish I knew this 3 years ago. In order to move to tier 2 vendors, you have to have 3 trade accounts reporting to the business credit bureau. I just said you need to pick 3 companies. There's a caveat to that. You can pick 3 separate companies, or you can pick 1 company that reports to all 3 business credit bureaus, and now you can move to tier 2 vendors. But to get a vehicle in your business name, all you need is 3 trade accounts showing on your business credit report. Why 3? Because when you first open up your EIN number and DUNS number, step 2, you have a 0 business credit score. The highest business credit score is 100. By 3 payments, whether it's from the same company or not, automatically takes your business credit score from 0 to 80 just that quick. The highest is 100. So a car lot is looking for, or a vehicle lot is looking for a business credit score of 80 to 100 to see you as fundable. All you need is 3 payments. You can use one company that reports to all 3, or 3 separate companies. Spend some money, shop on their website, pay the invoice in 15 days, 30 days. Who else we got? 1 day. What that mean? That means you link your business bank account to it. I spent gas today. I can guarantee you at 12 o'clock tomorrow, I'm going to see a transaction pending from Pilot Flying J taking that money back. I was going to have to fill up my tank anyway. Now I filled it up, even though they're taking it 1 day later, but now it's being reported. It's building me business credit at the same time. Right now, Pilot Flying J is my favorite. I am net 7. I'm not net 1 anymore. I started off net 1 with Pilot Flying J 3 years ago. They gave me $300 as a new business, y'all. I hadn't made a dime yet. They only said yes to $300 worth of gas. At the time, I had a Nissan Altima that I was living in because I was homeless. And I still can use 300 in a day, right? So I can use 300 in a week or a month, right? So now I spent money. I got creative. I shipped a card to my daughter in New York. I mean, not in New York. She was in Phoenix, Arizona. I shipped a card to my youngest daughter in Florida. She's a state trooper in Florida. I said, y'all got this amount to spend, because I knew the more I spent, the higher they were going to keep upping me. Now my limit with Pilot Flying J is $3,000. I nowhere near can spend that much in gas. But Pilot Flying J got other things: flat tire, maintenance, car washes, all that other stuff. So I'm killing 2 birds in 1 stone. I'm getting what I already was going to need, but it's going to be reported and build my business credit at the same time. All right, let's see what these questions are. Ooh, James, try that again, friend. You typed a whole bunch of symbols. So I'm gonna wait for him to type his question, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question, James. But yeah, this is what we need, you guys. This is what the game changer is. Knowing up front, that's priceless. Priceless. Knowing up front is priceless. But this is what you get. This is phase 1 of my services. Once those 3 report, then you'll be exposed to tier 2 vendors. Most of these are business credit cards with these particular companies. Wayfair, all my furniture in my current house right now, I use my Wayfair account. Wawa's is my mom. I don't have a Wawa's here, so I let my mom use Wawa's. Home Depot, Lowe's. What I did with my Lowe's card, I went to Lowe's. I didn't go to Lowe's. I paid a little boy to go to Lowe's, and I told him to catch everybody who was getting paid under the table to work on houses. And I said, instead of them paying cash, because they're working under the table, they're gonna pay cash anyway, right? For this equipment to go build somebody's house or whatever they're doing. Tell them to put it on my corporate account, and they give you the cash. That's how I built business credit with Lowe's in 1 day. All you got to do is spend some money with them a little bit, y'all, and they're going to report it. Now you got business credit, right? You get creative. And that's why I do a weekly call with my clients. When you sign up, you're going to get to talk to me on Zoom calls every single week while I'm dropping these nuggets. What I learned 3 years ago, and I wish I knew now, on how to move through these tiers quicker. So it shouldn't take y'all 9 to 12 months like it took me. It should take y'all way less than that. If you get on the Zoom calls that I supply, what does it say? You need at least 9 trade accounts reporting in order to move to tier 3. Here are some of those tier 3. JetBlue, I didn't know that till recently. ClearCard is my favorite. I use them to buy my motorcycle instead of paying cash. All I did was I swiped my ClearCard card, my electric card, my virtual card, bought the motorcycle at a dealership all the way in Arizona. Then I used another line of credit to buy my flight to Arizona, to fly myself there just to sit on it. And then used another line of credit to pay the 18-wheeler to deliver it to my front door of my home in North Carolina from Arizona. But look what they do. ClearCard report to all 3 business credit bureaus. So one $20,000 motorcycle got me 3 payment histories. This is why it was easier for me to get my Audi Q7, which was $80,000 off the showroom floor a couple of months later. Because if ClearCard trusts me with $20,000, I'm 9 months in business at this point. Yeah, we got you, friend. And don't get it twisted. My personal credit gone, y'all. When I tell you less than 500, less than 500. And I pulled off with my Audi Q7 off the showroom floor. Best day of my fucking life to this day. Tier 2 vendors, BP, Shell. Again, the thing you're paying for here is to be able to click on each one to see their cheat sheet, okay? And getting access to knowing what order to apply for these accounts in. This is phase 1 of my services. This is what's normally $1,500. This is what's going to change your generational curses, because now that you've done it with my team successfully, now you can come and sit your kids in front of my platform and let them start opening up their businesses right now using these same exact steps, so that when they start, when they're ready to work their business, is already set up to get the funding, the yeses that they need, so they can grow their business. So we went over the 3 laws. We went over grant money by giving you guys access to the app, which is part of phase 2, which is $1,000 normally. We went over the email address for your HNIC for SSBCI. We went over the amount that's available in your state. We went over the 18 documents that's required. We went over the business plan, the sections of the business plan that we know is highly important. We went over the 4 questions you should ask yourself as a backup question for the SSBCI program. We talked about the basic 7 steps to getting a vehicle in your business name. But the most important step, which is the foundation of your business, we went over the steps 1.1 to 1.9, which is the bulk of it. And the fact that you need 3 vendor accounts to be reporting so that your business credit score goes from 0 to 80 so that you can go and buy a vehicle in your business name. That's a lot of information. I wanted to end at exactly 2 hours, and I did. Because we didn't start until 9:20 because I was clicking away. 7:20. Any questions, comments, and concerns? You guys can unmute yourself, type it in the comment, in the chat, whatever you need to talk to me about.
I'd like to know if you're going to be doing this again.
I am not looking to do this again.